Hey, this is your long lost son from paradise, as Mom so often tells me on the telephone message that she leaves me when I'm not home to answer. Father, I remember when you turned 40. Somebody put an ad in the paper, I don't know who did it. Lordy, Lordy, look who's 40. At the time I was 20 years old and I couldn't help but think to myself, I expected either the paramedics or the ambulance to show up at any time in our driveway, knock on our door and take you off in a body bag. I thought you were over the hill at age 40. And here we are today celebrating your 65th birthday. And as I was thinking about putting this message together, I couldn't help but think some of the funny things that had happened. In particular, I think it was back in 2001 when we had all of that snow. You remember that? You couldn't buy a snowblower anywhere in Newfoundland and Labrador. And so I took the liberty of putting an ad in the Buy and Sell magazine for you, saying that you were selling literally a brand new Honda snowblower, $200 or nearest offer because you were moving away because of work, and to call after 6 and ask for Ray. If you recall, you received a lot of phone calls, people interested in that Honda snowblower. I want to say thank you. Thank you as a little boy for giving me the privilege of literally every Saturday. A little boy loves to give up every Saturday, to go in the woods with you, and sometimes to carry wood or to haul wood on the skidoo that's sometimes bigger than what I was. And if that wasn't enough, when we got home, you also gave me the privilege of packing it up, sawing it up, splitting it up, and even to put it in the basement. So for that, I want to say thank you. Thank you for the time, especially on Middle Road, for allowing me the privilege of digging that driveway. And you were so particular about how you wanted the driveway done. I remember, literally, you almost wanted it licked clean. You were that particular about it. One of the things children often say as they get older, and I've heard it said many times, I'm not sure if I ever said it, but perhaps I thought it, maybe. When I get older, I'm not going to be like my father. Or perhaps a daughter would say, when I get older, I am not going to be like my mother, especially when we're teenagers. And so that caused me to think, what's it like to be like my father? What is it like to be like you? Now, warning, mother, wherever you are out there, is the time to get some tissues. I'll give you a chance to do that. So what's it like to be like Ray Pinkson, my father? He's a hard worker. I've seen you provide, for the family. You certainly had a good work ethic all the times you took me as a little boy into the woods, where you drive timberjack and cut wood. Hard work day in, day out. You were a good disciplinarian, I'll say that much. Always had a healthy respect for my father, all of you who are listening, a very healthy respect. Maybe that has something to do with all the fights that I saw him get into playing sports. That might have had something, or a little bit, to do with the healthy respect that I have for my father. Although, in all fairness, it never stopped me from trying to catch my sister on fire when I was a young boy. My father was a good teacher. You taught me things like changing a tire. You even taught me how to put a wheel wrench through a car window when changing the tire doesn't go according to plan. Thank you for that. You were a good provider. Growing up, we weren't always rich, but we always had enough. And as a parent, when I reflect back upon the days while growing up and being involved in activities like Boy Scouts and all kinds of sports and in school, I've seen, and especially with hindsight, which is 2020, many times when you both sacrificed a lot so that we could have. And being involved in sports and those sorts of activities, that's what helped to shape us into the people or into the person that I am today. Every sermon has a conclusion, right? And so let me bring this to a conclusion. I think I turned out pretty good. In fact, I know I turned out pretty good. So if I'm a reflection or a resemblance of you, Ray, my father, then that means that you must be pretty good yourself. Just by that nature, just saying. And so I want to thank you for all that you've done for me. All that you probably will continue to do for me will always be your children, no matter how old you get and doesn't matter how old that we get. And so I say to you, enjoy your 65th with family and friends who are gathered with you tonight. Wish I could be there. God bless, and hope you have a great one.